Are you thinking about planning a trip to Tanzania? In this video, I'll show you how we planned our trip, including safari, lodges, and an island stay, which we deliberately chose instead of the mass tourism you find in Zanzibar. I'll also talk about the costs for a trip like this, who this kind of journey is not suitable for, and what we would do differently in hindsight. For our safari, we chose the classic northern route. This includes the Kilimanjaro region all the way to the Serengeti, which you probably know from wildlife documentaries. Our safari started in the Kilimanjaro region, where we spent one day visiting Materuni Waterfall, which is fed by the slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro, and then roasted our own coffee. After that, we continued to Arusha National Park for another day. This park is known for its variety of zebras, giraffes, and monkeys. One of my favorite experiences, which I'd been looking forward to for a long time, was a walking safari with an experienced ranger. On foot, we got very close to giraffes, warthogs with their babies, buffaloes, and baboons. Being this close to nature and watching wildlife up close was incredibly exciting. You never know what might be waiting behind the next bush. We also spent one day in Tarangire National Park. This area is famous for its large elephant herds and its impressive baobab trees. For wildlife lovers, this park is an absolute must, especially during the dry season. Our most beautiful moment there was watching a cheetah mother hunt with her two cubs. After that, we traveled to the Serengeti, where we spent 2 days in a luxurious tented camp. The combination of comfort and being close to the wilderness was a very special experience. What impressed me most were the incredibly large herds of animals in the Serengeti and the endless openness of the landscape, which is simply overwhelming. One real highlight was watching a cheetah eat after it had just caught an antelope. Experiencing that moment so closely was truly impressive. And even my absolute favorite animal, the leopard, we were lucky enough to spot just a few meters in front of me. We finished with half a day in the Ngorongoro Crater, one of the most fascinating protected areas in the world. There, we were able to observe rhinos and other rare animals and enjoy the extraordinary landscape. Before heading back home, we also learned how banana beer is brewed and got to taste it. It didn't taste good, to be honest. We recommend spending at least that many nights in the individual parks or at the park edges so that you can really enjoy the safari experience and also have a little time to relax. A safari can also be tiring, especially if you spend many hours sitting in the car. Choosing the right safari provider is crucial. Make sure they are trustworthy, offer good service, have experienced guides, and provide a reliable four-wheel drive vehicle. Additional tips and our safari packing list, which will help you prepare optimally, can be found in our detailed article or in the related video. You can see the link and QR code here and again at the end of the video. Now let's talk about the island part of the trip. We chose Mafia Island instead of the mass tourism you find in Zanzibar. Mafia Island is much quieter and a real insider tip for anyone looking for peace and nature. The island is also known for whale shark encounters. It was a unique experience I will never forget. Mafia Island is only a 35-minute flight from the mainland. The small island has untouched beaches, crystal clear water, and a fascinating underwater world. The people here are especially warm and open. Now to the budget. Our total budget for this round trip was at least €5,000 per person. The biggest cost factors are the safari, domestic flights, and the lodges. In addition, there are tips. You should plan about $10 per person per day for the driver. You should also carry cash in the form of US dollar bills or Tanzanian shillings for porters, guides, and service staff. Before the trip, it's also essential to see a doctor or travel medicine specialist, especially to get advice about malaria prevention. You should also bring all necessary documents, especially your visa. You can apply for it online in advance. One more important note about this trip. The roads in Tanzania are often very bad and extremely bumpy. So if you have back problems or pain, you should carefully consider whether this kind of trip is right for you, because you may spend hours in the car and get shaken around quite a lot. Although our route was ideal, we would choose half board instead of full board in the future. The packed lunches were always very generous, so 3 meals a day were simply too much for us personally. We ended up giving away many snacks and cookies. We would also make a few changes when packing. You can also find the updated packing list here via the link and QR code in the video. You'll find more tips for your Tanzania trip in our Tanzania playlist and on the website. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave me a like and consider subscribing to the channel. See you next time.